If there's an opened, empty Word file just sitting in the background of this video, you're probably searching for just an ounce of inspiration. And trust me, you're not alone. Hello everyone, I'm Ariel, and today I'll be discussing some common challenges students face when writing and how to solve these problems. You'll find the links to all the useful tools and resources that I mentioned right in the description below this video, or just look out for that pinned comment. As students, we'd rather do anything but get that essay started. Writers, on the other hand, earn a living by writing, and some of them have no choice but to put up with these challenges. And so they understand and relate to these challenges more than anyone else. So they're the perfect people to get advice from. They came up with a few efficient solutions to these problems, and I'll be sharing them with you today.
Now let's see how it looks so far. The time.
A problem that's faced by almost every student is just getting started. That very first sentence is often the most complicated, or it takes the most time because we all want it to be perfect. We usually face this issue when we skip that pre-writing stage. Before writing, we should sit down for some time and think about the purpose of the essay. Am I trying to simply educate my audience, or am I trying to persuade them? Who is my audience? And when you think of these ideas, think about how you're going to fulfill this purpose. Now, you can draw a mind map, or you could use a word salad technique where you're writing down all the ideas that come to mind, completely unfiltered, no censoring them, no need to think of fancy words, just write them as they come. And then this would give you a sense of direction, and then finally you'll just start. Students also have an issue with avoiding cliches. Now, cliches are usually not recommended in academic writing, although they may be useful in daily conversation or in less formal writing. They're usually not acceptable for academic writing, and they do make you seem boring. Now, this is something you want to avoid completely, especially if you're trying to write an admission essay or you're competing for a scholarship and you want to stand out. Cliches do the opposite of that. When you're evaluating your essay, you may not be able to pick up on cliches in your own writing, so it would be good to get a second pair of eyes. You could have a friend or a family member take a look, or get a professional to do a peer review and receive high quality feedback. Now, you could easily use a website like MyAdmissions Essay, or you could use Studied, where you could get proofreading done and editing done for as low as $7 on MyAdmissions Essay, or as low as $6 on Studied. Now, the price would vary depending on the due dates, the deadline that you give them, or depending on the academic level, so whether it's high school level, undergrad, master's. So that's how it varies, but this is such an easy way to get some proofreading done and at a good cost. Students have a hard time choosing the right tone, and the tone is the writer's voice in written work. So this would be what readers perceive as the writer's personality, their attitude, their bias. And many times students especially, would say that a scholarly tone is always dull and it's boring and it just uses jargons and intelligent sounding words. However, academic writing, it doesn't need to be complicated and it doesn't need to be lacking in style. It can be both engaging and use clear, simple language. Now, oftentimes when a writer hides behind heavyweight word constructs, it's indicating that their knowledge of the topic is really superficial. So academic writing, it should be unbiased, it should be supported by evidence, it should be scholarly. So you try to avoid generalized terms like always and never, and try to avoid certain adverbs like really and clearly. Usually academic writing calls for an unbiased third person voice. So you go through your essay and ensure that you don't have any I think and I believe this and to my mind. You try to get rid of those. Now you have websites like 99 Papers and Essay Box with well-established writers that are able to choose the most appropriate tone, and this makes it way easier for you. I know it's very tempting to wait until that deadline date to rush and get that task completed in just a few hours, but proper planning will save you from so much problems and save those grades.
Oh no! Midnight! That was a close call.
Starting early even means that you have more time to dedicate to conducting research, and this will significantly improve the way that you're able to analyze the issue or analyze that essay question, and then that's going to lead to you producing an even better paper. Now, once you're done early, you can just put that paper aside and then return to the paper a few days later with a fresh perspective or with fresh eyes. Now, let's be real. Life happens. You don't always have enough time, especially if you're a full-time student, somehow working part-time, studying the hardest major ever, and still trying to have a social life. No, I'm not talking about me. But I'm going to put you on to the top 7 best paper writing services that will have the high quality essays delivered to you in as fast as 3 hours. Now, in 7th place, we have Essay Box, followed by 99 Papers, Extra Essay, My Admissions Essay, Studit, Paper Help, and of course we have Wise Essays at number 1. I've shared with you 7 of the best paper writing services in this video. They're very reliable and they offer a wide range of categories from law to medicine. They can even help with your math homework, accounting, even computer science. They'll be able to help out with that. They also provide their services at different educational levels. So if you're in high school or college, medical school, law, if you're doing PhD or master's, they'll be able to provide results for that level. Just a few of them are on the pricier side, but most of them are very affordable. They offer additional services like plagiarism checks, unlimited revisions, and formatting. Some of these websites allow you to see who your writers are, their credentials, their areas of expertise, and assignments they've completed in each area. Some of these websites have been around since the early 2000s. For example, Paper Help, they're known for being the most trustworthy, and they have a long list of well-seasoned writers with thousands of completed orders. When all else fails, plagiarism is something that many students end up doing just so that they can hit that submit button by 11:59. Just like how you should probably hit that subscribe button. No pressure. But for ages, it's been the last resort to complete their essay, plagiarism. But today's teachers, they check each and every paper for plagiarized content. Some of them even use plagiarism tools, and they make it a requirement for students to submit their work through these softwares like Turnitin that will generate real-time plagiarism reports for both the student and the teacher to see. So if you're a student that copies an entire paragraph from published material, you're going to find yourself in a sticky spot. Now, you can overcome this by learning how to paraphrase or learning how and when to use references, or you can use one of those 7 writing services that I mentioned because they provide free plagiarism reports with each and every service. So there's a solution to almost every essay writing problem, whether it's difficulty getting started, avoiding cliches, choosing the right tone, time management, or plagiarism. Hopefully the solutions in this video helped. Now, don't forget that the links to all these websites are right below this video, and thank you so much for watching to the end.
There you are, SpongeBob.
Here you go, Mrs. Puff. 800 words, all about stoplights and what not to do at 'em.